Please proceed on. Please proceed on.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. This is Naida Sultana. I'm going to moderate today's session, and I welcome you all to the fourth module of the virtual MOOC camp, and we are going to have discussion on the fourth module on English for career development. And today, among us, we have Ms. Shafi Noor Nahar, PhD researcher at the University of Brunei Darussalam, and Mr. Fazlul Karim, lecturer in English, Cantonment English School and College. They will be mentoring our today's session. I hope you will have a very fruitful discussion today. With that note, I am going to share the floor with our mentors.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, Miss, you are audible.
Okay, thank you so much, Nahida. Yes, I'm Shafi Noor Nahar, and I'm a PhD student in University Brunei Darussalam. And I'm also mentors for this lesson, module 4. So I would like to share screen. I hope that I can do. Okay, in previous modules, we have already learned about how to prepare our resume, how to write cover letter, and all those things, very important things we have already known about. But in this module 4, we will know about developing professional network. And as professionals, it's really very important to have a good network with people so that you can explore yourself in your interested areas. So in lessons of the lessons of the module 4 are these, and I will talk about the first 3 lessons, and my fellow mentor will talk about the rest. So the whole module will talk about, it's all about the job seeker, how they can build relationships by meeting new people, how they can actually make some small talk, and also through the small talk or elevator speech, how they can describe their skills effectively. So what are the learning objectives? By the end of the module, what actually we expect from the learners? We expect that they will recognize and use the language of networking and small talk. They will identify and practice using stress, rhythm, and intonation to show the meaning of and emphasize as you deliver a brief networking elevator speech. So elevator, it's just like the lift to use. It will actually help you to go from down to up. So how to make your own impression through an elevator speech. Identify a new fundamental vocabulary and use those new words and phrases in course activities. And also how to introduce yourself briefly and clearly. So here you will learn some key vocabulary. For example, an elevator speech, which is a noun, intonation, a network, to network, rhythm, small talk, stress, taboo. So in lesson 1, we were going to learn about what is networking. So networking is, it's actually, first we have to build a network. So also that means actually connecting with people to talk about your job search and career goals, and also to build some professional relationships. We have different kind of relationships. We have family relationships. We have relationships with our friends. But again, we must have some professional relationships which are not related to the mentioned relationships. So, and also the relationship in professional world, it really take time to grow. So how can you grow your professional network? There are many options. The first one is to join a professional organization. So what can be a professional organization? Can anyone give an example? What can be a professional organization?
Dear participants, you can write down in the chat box.
Yeah, you can write. Okay. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I have got some examples. Yeah, TESOL, Society of Bangladesh, or BELTA. These are actually kind of professional organization for the teachers. So just like that, there are some other professional organizations for some other professions as well. And you can join those organizations. You can talk to the people who are working on some projects, and there you can also show your interest to working on those projects, and that actually helps you if you join in those organizations. And then their social media is just like blazings, right? So you can use the websites like LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, where you can also connect with the people in your same profession, and then you can start talking to them. You can start showing your interest. And college alumni groups. So you will find many alumni associations from your own department where you studied before, from your university or your school or college. And there you can find many professionals who are working in your own field. And that there also you can again start growing networking. And okay. So networking is not easy actually for those people who are shy or introvert. So, and also there are many people who really don't know how to start talking to some people. And sometimes we feel in our culture, Bangladeshi culture, we find sometimes networking is kind of negative things. For example, if someone gets a job through networking, we used to hear like that, he or she got the job because he or she has network, a good network. So, but we don't know what that is. Networking is a very good skill actually. Without your communication skill, you cannot build your network. You cannot show your skill, your eligibility. So it's not like what the common idea we have, that is not the same as asking for a job. When you are talking to someone, that doesn't mean that you are begging for a job. It's not like that. Rather, you are just showing your eligibility. And then networking actually helps you to learn inside information about jobs that are being created. For example, maybe you are interested in joining a very renowned school, college, or university, but you don't know the work environment there. You don't know that what is the salary structure or the job security. So from networking, you actually can get those information, and that can help you to take decision about your future. And also, it lets you tap into the hidden network, the many jobs that are never advertised. So sometimes if any position is vacant, many organizations, they just recruit from inside the institution or organization, or sometimes they just ask their people that if they know someone, they can actually recommend them. So you can use that hidden network, and which are for those jobs which are not advertised. And also, it's helpful for ongoing professional and personal development. So, for example, Belta. If Belta organize any professional course or training, so through your network, you can actually get those training, and that actually helps you to professional or personal development. And then maybe the employer is not hiring today, but who knows, he can keep your name in mind for tomorrow. So before you begin networking, just be clear about what kind of job you are looking for and your job search goals. And for these job search goals, you can ask some question to yourself that what kind of job actually interested, you are interested in, and then you can see that what actually you want to do in future, where you want to see yourself in future. And this networking, it's really important, because once you have a group of people, your network can be very important for your career, because they might know about job opening that are not advertised. And also some companies, they add jobs, but again, not need to advertise online or in newspaper, because they use their current employees to fill new positions. So this is how actually you can use your own networking. Okay. And in this lesson 1, you are not going to get any graded quiz or any other exam or test or something like this, but you will have an optional reading practice, which is called networking during the job search. And you will find there 5 questions. All are about true and false. So for example, is networking the same as asking for a job? Is it true or false? You can write on chat box, you can write. Yeah. Wow, very good. So, and what about, is networking only a way for other people to help you? Okay. Okay. So if you think that networking is only a way for other people to help you, that's actually not true. That's false, because there are some other way for other people to help you. Networking is one of the ways, not only way. Okay. So, and the first one, most of you actually gave the correct answer. It's actually the networking is not the same as asking for a job. Yeah, it's false. I mean, it's not same. If you think that it's same, then it's not right. Okay. So, and then lesson 2, we will learn about how to make small talk. And small talk, it's not like that you have to make some small sentence and then start talking. It's not like that. Making small talk, it means actually having a polite conversation with someone who is not that much known to you. And also, it's better if you can start with some safe topics. And what are those safe topics? For example, in Bangladesh, whenever we meet someone new, we just ask them about their private matters. Or sometimes, I mean, I'm not talking about the always, but sometimes we feel like that if we ask them about their salary, it's so good that how much are you earning every month, like that. And or sometimes we may find that, are you married? When are you getting married? So these are like, maybe that can actually make someone awkward and they won't like it, but still these are very normal in our culture. But in US culture, people don't find these kind of questions very normal, and they find them bad. So for those kind of situation, the safe topics are, if you talk about family, like how is everyone in your family, or maybe you can talk about weather. So those are safe topics, and there are some unsafe or controversial topics. For example, you shouldn't talk about salary. You shouldn't talk about political ideology or religion. These are considered as controversial issue. Maybe someone won't like to talk about this. They may not like to reveal their ideas about those things. So they may stop talking in the beginning. So if you really want to continue the talk, then it's better to start with some safe topics. And as I said earlier, that you are going to make your professional relations, professional networks. You are not going to make any very personal friends. So your friend may share their own things, their ideas, this what I'm talking about, the controversial things, but your professional colleagues, your co-workers, they are not going to share those things. So better stick with those safe topics. And also you can add some questions. You can start the small talk with asking questions. So here are a couple of examples. For example, you can ask, how was your weekend? Did you do anything fun or interesting? The weather forecast looks very nice for this coming weekend. Do you have any plans? What restaurants would you recommend for lunch? So where actually you can have this kind of small talk, maybe in a conference, maybe in a meeting, maybe in a training session, maybe in a company where you have just visited and you met someone from your professional organization, or maybe from your alumni association. So these are some examples which you can apply for starting your small talk. And in this lesson, you will find a graded quiz, and these actually to practice appropriate phrases from a conversation. So which are appropriate and which are not appropriate or inappropriate, you can find from the quiz. So here actually you have to use your common sense. For example, for appropriate, which are safe and acceptable, or for inappropriate, which are taboo. Taboo means which actually people don't like to talk about, and also the controversial, for example, political things. And these are for small talk in US culture. So example, do you like the weather we are having right now? What do you think? This is appropriate or inappropriate? Very good. Wow, everyone is giving all the right answer. Thank you all. So, okay. And the next question is, are you going to vote for President X in the election? So is this kind of appropriate or inappropriate? Good. Yeah. So yeah, the first question is actually appropriate one for a small talk, but the second one is not appropriate, it's inappropriate, because whom you are going to vote or whom you support, those are completely your very secret things, right? Or your very private matters. So you cannot talk about this. And this kind of question, if you ask, these are not harmful, but still these may annoy the other person. They may think that this person, they don't know how to build or how to talk in a professional manner. So instead of giving a good impression about yourself, this may give a bad, this can create a bad image about you, that you don't know how to talk to people. So in professionalism, or if we really want to keep our professionalism or continue in a professional world, as if we want to work with those people, we really need to know that which are appropriate or which are not. Okay, so in lesson 3, it's all about networking elevator speech, what to say when networking. So it can be a 45-second to 2-minute description of skills and career goals, and where you can speak these things. The same as in conference, in a meeting, or in a training session, or maybe in any event. Okay, you have met someone to whom actually you want to talk about all these things. So you want to show that you are interested in working in her or his company, so or organization. So the information you can include in your elevator speech is your name and current job, what you are looking for, something from a past experience, and a short description of your best job skill. And also you can ask at the end, you can ask a general question. So for example, for me, I have actually prepared this one, giving my own example. Hello, I'm Shafinun Nahar, and I have been in teaching for about 5 years. I'm currently looking for an assistant professor position in a university. One of the things I like most about teaching is meeting and talking with students about new ideas in literature and gender studies, which can help them to develop their own critical thinking. I'm really good at listening to students, guiding them with their research interest, and I'm able to understand what can help them to develop their writing and communication skill. So you can see here, I have already mentioned my name very loudly, and then I have emphasized on teaching and also how many years I have been in teaching. Then I'm saying that I'm looking for assistant professor position in a university. I have clearly mentioned where I'm interested in working. And then most about teaching, my interest, what I like about my teaching, that meeting and talking with students. Then what I do with them actually. Is it just like, hi, hello, is it like that? No. It's also when I meet them or talk to them, it's also about the new ideas in where? In my subject. So I'm particularly giving, I'm from which subject, and I have worked in which subject, which field, all these things I'm clearly mentioning here. And then also, yeah, if I talk about those things, if my lecture is all about literature and gender studies, then what, hearing all those things, what actually the students can do, they can develop their own critical thinking. So I'm also preparing them in practical field. So this is actually, I'm giving that what I know already and how I'm preparing my students. So I'm also giving indirectly the information that I'm a skilled teacher. Then I'm very good at listening to students. That means I'm also a good counselor, guiding them with their research interest. So it's not about only my research interest, it's also about their interest, where they are interested in. then I'm able to understand what can help them to develop their writing and communication skill. So as I'm from literature background, so it's mostly about reading and writing. And when you are very good at reading and writing, that means you will also develop your writing style, and also I'm helping them in presentation and everything so that their communication skill is developed. So see, within these 5-6 sentences, I'm actually giving a whole scenario of my skill and my interest. And then I'm ending up with, do you know if X university is hiring any new assistant professor in this area? So this is how actually we can prepare our elevator speech. And it's better actually if you go to any event, before going, if you think that you will meet someone there, to prepare an elevator speech before that. So this is all about my lessons. And if you have any question, you can ask me, or you can write on chat box so I can reply you. Thank you all for listening me.
Thank you, Shafil Miss. And if anyone has any question, as Miss said, you can write down the question in the chat box. Of course, attendance link we will be sharing very soon. Please have some patience. So you can write down the question in the chat box. In the meantime, we are moving to Mr. Fazlul Prem, our next mentor. Sir, would you like to introduce yourself? So you can unmute yourself. So you are muted actually.
Am I clearly audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Shafin, for discussing about very interactive sessions, as well as some safe topics. I won't go against the safe topics. I will go along with the safe topics that I'm going to discuss after a few minutes later. So I'm Mohammad Fazlul Karim, lecturer in Cantonment English School and College, Doctor in Cantonment. First of all, I would like to address distinguished guests, respected mentors, and dear viewers. Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to all of you. And today is in MOOC camps. Our topic is about the module 4, and my previous mentor has described about the 3 lessons of the module 4. I would like to share my screen. So again, I would like to thanks to GASD and Belda Chudong South for giving me the opportunity. It's my pleasure and privilege to talk as a mentor in these sessions. So module 4, the topic is developing your professional networks. And as I have already said, my previous mentor described about what is networking, small talk, and networking elevator speech. And I would like to focus on language focus networking elevator speech delivery, preparing networking elevator speech. And before going through the topics, I would like to say that is professional speech. It seems that networking elevator speech, it seems to be the professional speech. And in details, if we say that professional networking elevator speech is a professional speech in an occasional program. So professional speech in an occasional program, it seems like that. For example, so what Shafin said in a marriage ceremony or in other things. So here, our any get-togethers, we can talk about the elevator speech. So our learning objectives of today's this lesson is about how to practice stress, rhythm, and intonations. We know that first impression is the best impression. So whenever you speak, in front of some viewers or audience, then you have to prove your impressive views. So for that reasons, having good pronunciations in speaking and using stress, rhythm, and intonations in speech is very much important. And first of all, we would like to talk about what are stress and pausing. So in a sentence, there are many syllables, and all the syllables are not pronounced the same weight. Sometimes some syllables are stressed, and sometimes some syllables are unstressed. And sometimes we have to put pausing. And for example, if you go through the rules and regulations of pausing or stressing, we see that whenever we see a noun form, in case of the noun form, we see at the very beginning syllable will be pronounced in case of noun. So here, address, what is your current address? So add is stressed syllable here, but dress is not unstressed syllable here. Again, you see, if you go through the a verb, same similar words, you can use as a verb. If you see that address, please address me as Mr. Corey. So here, address used as verb, and we have to put the stress on dress. So in noun form, we have got the stress on the first syllable, and in the verb, if there is two syllables, we will have to put a stress. We have to stress on the next syllables. Again, you see, we have to put, we have to stress on the single syllable as well, especially in case of the key information of a sentences. For example, here you see, I have been in sales for about 5 years. One single syllable here, the single syllable, but you have to give this stress on the sales for about 5 years. So here in this sentence, these three syllables are the key informations. So we got that. We got three things here. First of all, in which case, in case of the noun, we have to pronounce, or we have to stress on the first syllable. In case of the verb, we have to stress in the next syllables. If there is two syllables are there in a word, especially in the verb. Again, in a sentence, we saw that you have seen here, there are many syllables are there, but the key informations are these three things. So that we have to put stress on these three syllables. Pausing is are also important when speaking, because pauses are the short silence between the words. And between the words in English, there is usually a pause after stress words. We got the pause we got here after the stress words. I have been in sales for about 5 years. So here, after these two syllables and these syllables, we got the pause here. We got the pause. So for that reasons, we can say that stress and pause, they are connected to each other. And after that, you see, stress, there's a pause. So some speakers have longer or shorter pauses, but there's a pause. And these are the examples, examples of this. And what is intonations? Another important thing for having a good impressive speaker in front of some official personalities or in official meetings. And you see, intonations, it seems like that rising and falling of a sound, rising and falling of a sound. And there are two types of, you see, intonations, that is rising and falling intonations, rising and falling intonations. So sometimes you have to increase your intonations, sometimes you have to decrease your intonations. And again, you have to go for the leveling then you can go, and then you can go back. So this is called the intonations, and intonations actually signals that it seems that the speaker is not finished speaking. So whenever there is rising intonations, the speaker is speaking and it is not finished yet. But whenever falling intonation is there, it is seems that the speaker signals the end of a statement. So here rising, here rising symbolizes or represents the increasing of the speaking, and falling intonations here represents that, or means that the, you see, lowering the speaking or end of the speaking. So here we can have an example. Okay. Here is an example. Hello, I'm Fazlul, and I have been in sales for about 5 years. So here there is an intonation here. Fazlul, sales. I've been for about 5 years. And you see, after the intonations, we got the pause here. We got the pause here. And I'm currently looking for a sales positions in the auto industry. I'm really good at listening to customers, and I'm able to understand what they really want. Do you know if Toyota is hiring any new sales people in this area? So there is another intonations here as well, but I have marked a few of them. In lesson 5, I'm in very short, as Shafin said, to be safe in selecting topic. So I am very much, I will be quick for describing the lesson 4 and 5. Here, preparing a networking elevator speech, as Shafin also mentioned about the networking elevator speech. And in an elevator speech, 5 things are important. That is, you have to identify yourself. And in case of identifying yourself, full name, current job title, department or employer is important. Then you have to looking for informations, the kind of job in industry, field or locations. Then identify what you can offer, something about the past job or experience that could be important for them. Again, identifying a job skill you have and are very good at, and ask general questions. So these are the actually mentioned my previous mentor as well, and I have gone through, I have completed one of the networking elevator speech. That is the assignment given in the unit 5, sorry, lesson 5, and I have prepared it. And please don't copy it. You can prepare by yourself and you can include over there. Hi, this is Mohammed Fazlul Karim. Here, these are the, you see, you can say that intonations again, and a stress word. And currently working as an English language teacher, I teach higher secondary students at Countryman English School and College in Chattogram. So here you see, whenever I pronounce my name, I am pronouncing it, having intonations. Again, working as an English language teacher to introduce myself very clearly. And where, in which level I am teaching at higher secondary students. So these are the words that I have to give the stress, as well as you can say the raise the intonations. I teach higher secondary students at Cantonment English School and College in Chattogram. And I have been teaching. So here teaching, you are again talking about the skills. Yeah, for the last 9 years, I completed training teachers of training of teachers at the Ministry of Education at Dhaka University. So here, this is also reflecting my qualifications, and interested to join institutions and interested to join your institutions, Canada or European countries. This is usually maintaining the chronological order. You see, you are talking about yourself first, what you are currently doing, and what what qualification, what types of qualifications you belong to, and after that, what you intend to do after that. Then everything is given sequentially. This is a chronological order so that you can mention. In HSC, it is a flow chart. Seems like a flow chart. The flow of the incidents, flow of the informations, and finally you can catch draw the attention. You can draw the attention by saying that your skill, and finally you can say, you can raise questions. Do you have any idea regarding the vacancy of English teacher that is most suitable for me? So by raising the questions, the main topic that you are going, want to go. I want to be the English teachers in Canada or European countries. If you have opportunities, you can inform me. It seems like that. So this is about the unit lesson 5. And I think I have tried in short period of time to explain it. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Shafinur and Fazul Karim, sir, for your wonderful session. I hope everyone got a very, very fruitful session today. But still, if you have any confusion, any kind of question, you can raise your hand, then I will unmute you and you can ask them. You can raise your hand. And in the meantime, I have shared the attendance link in the chat box, so you can give your attendance there. And if you have any question, please come forward, raise your hand. I will unmute yourself. So it seems good. No one has any question, I guess.
I think
Let's
so.
see.
I think so. The viewers
Yeah.
have understood all the points that we have discussed.
Yeah.
I can see one hand.
Very-
Mr.
very-
Jahan.
Okay, Ishrat Jahan. Let me unmute you. Miss Ishrat, I have asked you to unmute yourself, so you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, this session gives me a lot of insights, and thank you. My question is that at the very beginning of my first day at office, for example, in the professional area, which topic should I select for the conversation with my colleagues alongside the greetings? Could you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah. Okay. As I said, that just take some safe topic to start a conversation. Maybe you don't know the person very well. So maybe you can ask about that. How is everyone in your family, but not particularly some very sensitive topic, okay? Or you can ask, you can start that, where did you study before? So these are like some safe topic. So you can start, oh, you studied in Dhaka University or Chittagong University, okay, which subject? So these are kind of way you can continue the conversation actually. And with this small topic or small talk, actually, then you can actually, the person whom you are talking with, maybe he or she can feel that, yeah, now she can or he can be more friendly with you. And with that positive vibe, you can show your own interest. That, see, I'm Israt Jahan and I'm here. I have worked in there, or that kind of things you can then say. So it's just like ice-breaking things, you know, like a small talk or safe topic. It's actually that you were just breaking the ice and starting or giving him or her a good vibe about yourself, and then just talking about your professional things. Because if you start without, I mean, out of blue, if you start like, hey, I'm this and I have worked here. So maybe the person will think, okay, I mean, I know that you are here, but why are you talking suddenly these things? So it's better that starting with some very I mean, not harmful topic, actually, I would say. So is it clear, Ishrat?
So I would like to add something about with Shafi. So in the Bangladeshi cultures, we frequently habituated with these types of questions. Whenever we meet somebody who is a very good professional, whenever I like to introduce him or her, after a short period of time, automatically they will ask us that where are you now? What are you doing now? This is another ice-breaking situations by which one can communicate the main topic. That is the goal, the questions, the last, you see, last points, do you think so, like that. And this is the way that whenever you meet in any program, so he or she will surely ask you that I'm here, what are you doing now? In Bangladeshi culture, actually. So this is another way that by which someone can lead him or her to the professional speech with the professional man or women. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now I got Shushmita D. Trisha. I am asking you to unmute yourself and please ask your question. Miss Shushmita, are you there? Please unmute yourself. I guess she's having a problem. Yes.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
This is Shushmita here. So my question to Sapinur Miss. Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes,
Yeah.
you are completely, perfectly audible. You can ask your question, yes?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this wonderful session. My question is, in a professional field, if someone asks me or someone asks us any personal question, then in that case, how should I act, or how should I tackle this situation? Because people randomly ask any personal question, like in that situation we can't do anything except answering that question.
Okay. Yeah, I can actually feel you because I have been through such situations sometimes previously. So, okay, I guess that if someone really asks you, then you should actually say that you are not actually comfortable with the questions. And if you feel that, no, you cannot actually avoid those things, yeah, I mean, it's actually, I think there's someone wrote that just be a normal human being with a good common sense. So common sense is very necessary, to deal with this kind of people. I mean, so if they don't have that common sense, just avoid. And politely, I'm not saying that you have to be rude or say something that, no, I don't want to answer your question, but you just say that, sorry, sir, I just don't want to answer you right now, like that way. Maybe some other day. Just avoid this way. I mean, politely, not to make any aggressive manner, not in aggressive manner. So.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. But it is very disappointing when people don't understand the facial expression. Sometimes we just give our facial expression that we are not comfortable. Even people don't understand that the person is not okay with that. They keeps asking and asking.
Yeah, but again, in professional world, you have to be very professional, right? And also polite at the same time. You cannot show your anger or show your, this is, like anger management is also part of our professionalism. And also that is really help you to develop in your career as well. So yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you, Miss, and thank you, Shushmita, for a wonderful question. Actually, this is very relatable to everyone. So yes, we have to be very professional at the same time, very, very polite. So that's a task actually. Anyways, we may have this discussion maybe in other session if we get the time. Is there anyone who want to ask any more question? Okay, since I guess no one has any questions, so I am just giving feedback to the thing that I have noticed that every time we are going to give the attendance link at the end of the session. So if you are asking me for attendance link since the beginning, that is very hard for me also. So your attendance link has been given in the on the chat box. Please do find the attendance and finish it. But still, if you face any problem, write down in our Telegram group. I will be helping you there if you are joining the session only. So that's all, I guess. Everyone is fine with the discussion and the session, and everyone got all the points. And if no one has any question, then we can close the meeting here, session here. Am I right? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for joining today's session, and please do subscribe our YouTube channel and join in our Facebook group, and of course join in the Telegram group. That will be very helpful for you and for us also. With that note, thank you so much for joining the session, and I again thank our mentors and for their wonderful session. Thank you so much, and good night. We will see you next week.
Thank you, GSD and American Embassy and everyone, every participants. Thank you, Mohibullah sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.